Okay, I'm back at it again. I just wanted to follow up. You can tell, I mean, we've obviously done some stuff. We're looking at it being in the car. Still a little bit of a mess. I'm still getting everything prettied up and organized. A few things to go over, at least with who I have tuning the vehicle. I mean, ultimately in regards to how you do your system, I would recommend discussing with your tuner, because they're ultimately, it's going to save you time and energy and, well, money if you go one way and then they say no, you need to go the other way, which is how mine ended up. I think I might went over it a little bit, but I plugged the PCV hoses because in this case I'm going with a different PCV system. I've got an oil cap with a 10 AN fitting on there. That's going to be one of the parts that I pull vacuum from, or I'm going to be, that's how I'm going to pull vacuum on the crankcase. I'm actually not going to use this port right here, so I've actually got that plugged off. We're going to be pulling vacuum from, you might not be able to see it, but that fitting right there, it's going to go to, excuse the mess, it's going to be going to, now in this case my tuner recommended Motion Raceworks active recirculating. The recirculating top is right there, but this has a you can see it right there, a little pop-off valve or check valve. So once it starts building boost, it won't let it pressurize the crankcase. It'll actually recirculate it out here. And we did the recirculating one, so from my understanding with speaking to my tuner, we're gonna run it a little farther to the back, because when it vents, it doesn't smell good. It smells really bad. So to kind of mitigate that, we're gonna put it to the back so it's not really bothering us. Whether it makes it all the way back there, I'm not sure yet, because that's a lot of line, and but that's what I've got that running off of. Now obviously when you're in boost, it's going to pop that off, so it's not going to be pulling vacuum on the intake or on the crankcase. So can't really see it all that well, but back there you can see it, that little 10 AN fitting right there. Motion Raceworks sells that fitting and grommet that go into the back there, and in this case I am going to run that to a, let me zoom back out, I'm going to put a 3-inch pipe right here just to kind of space it. Hopefully, I mean, I got to ultimately see what room I have and what room I don't, but the plan is to put that tube in there and actually put a 5/8 fitting on it so that I can run a line from there to there, so at all times the crankcase has a vacuum, because before the turbo it's never going to build boost, it's only going to have vacuum. In regards to the other side of it, now obviously I haven't done that yet, so I'll update that as I go. Now with everything else, they want you got to move the radiator assembly a little bit. In my case, I had to beat the living daylights out of this cross member where the condenser gets, because as you can see now I have about a 1/2 inch of clearance, and the hose is rubbing. I know I got to figure out something with that, because they made it entirely too long from factory, and I don't know, because this doesn't, it's not like most where it's one line goes to one fitting on the connector or on the compressor. The compressor has, it's all one assembly. Both lines, this one down here, right there, and this one are one assembly. Or actually that's the same line. The other line goes to the condenser down there, but they're both the same line. So it's not like I can really just pull this one line off and shorten it. I'd have to do that, I'd have to pull both lines off and do that, and that's just a lot of work, and I haven't done it yet. But yeah, before I did that, I was rubbing on the radiator. So in this case, I actually ended up building a little bracket. I still got to build one for this side, I just haven't done it yet. But this is what I have at the moment. I just bent some steel and made it work. Obviously I have this running here. Now with this, you can obviously see my fans are not there anymore because obviously I wouldn't be able to clear them. So I have found that 12-inch fans barely, and I mean barely, fit. We are hitting on the bottom and on the top. Now I do have these wired so that they are both pushers, so they're going to be both pushing through the radiator and condenser. And you'll notice, yes, there are two different fans. One's from O'Reilly's, one is from AutoZone, because neither of them had two 12-inch fans that are the same. So I, obviously trying to get this done, I just got one from both. Honestly, I can't remember which one this one was from. I liked this one better because it actually has a little spring in there and it has a longer line. And this one actually it comes as a puller, but you can flip the blade, and I'm sure you can do it on this one too. But this one, I just did it. You can flip the blade to be a pusher. And overall, the quality just seems nicer on this one. But I don't know, that's just my personal opinion at this point. But I've got those ran. I bought some little connectors to adapt from the original, and I had to splice in a line to go down to the original harness, which is back on the other side, because obviously it was on the other side for a while, or from factory. It's actually sitting over there. But that's what I've got. And you may be thinking what I'm thinking, man, that looks like pretty, well, now they don't, but in the store I was like, man, that looks really small. Well, those are supposed to hold 30 amps, and these are both supposed to pull under 10 amps under continuous operation. So obviously at startup it's going to kind of peak a little bit, but it shouldn't screw anything up, as long as you're not maintaining that. But I've got these tucked up in there to kind of make it nice. And then now I'm working on the intercooler piping and all that. And as you can see, actually I'll show you underneath. Oh, and you can see the exhaust that I've had a nightmare with. I actually had, side note. Sorry, I'm getting my hat off. Oh, side note, I actually had to remove my sway bar for now. So as you'll see, there's no sway bar because mine was an aftermarket UMI one that was really thick, and I was running into an issue where it was hitting right here, and it wouldn't let my downpipe move to the spot that it needed to for the rest of the exhaust system to fit. Now it's hanging a little low right now because, as you can see, I got jack stands on it, and they don't hold it right in the perfect spot. So I've just got it kind of set in there right now just to kind of do that. But I'll finish that up and tuck it shortly. I need to do some work to the exhaust because note on your system that downpipe right here where it goes to the stock location, it is not notched or anything. It is straight 3-inch, and it comes with that flap. I'll show you down here in just a second. Well, I've got that little clamp somewhat tightened on there, so I can't slip it off. But it's not cut, like this one. You can see it's got a little notch in it, so it can, and it's necked down so it would slide in the stock cat back. This one is not. It is straight 3-inch. It is not necked down or popped up or anything. So actually what I've got to do in this case is I'm going to end up cutting it to about there, because this one is ever so slightly smaller than this one because of that. So I'm going to try and cut it back to here where you can see that little bevel is, so that I can butt them together and make it work. Because right now it doesn't fit right back there. But this is the MagnaFlow, I think it's like 67 423 or 243 or something like that. It was about $1,200, and Just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so, but yeah, I'm gonna end up necking that down, because normally, you know, it's supposed to go into the pipe, so it shortens it. But yeah, this is the, like I was saying, this is the MagnaFlow, like 67 or 60. I've got the paper right there. Let me get it. Okay, I'm actually glad I got it, because I was completely wrong. It's 16,723. It cost me about, it was like $1,000 to $1,200 on Texas Speed and Performance. I actually got a free, I got this around December, around Christmas, so I got a free exhaust, or a free engine stand when I bought this, because it was over like $500. But yeah, as you can see, it's all kind of sat there. What I'm actually waiting on at this point is there's a stock support that's supposed to go from this side to that side that this goes on top of. So I'm gonna recreate it with some flat steel, because obviously mine is missing. I don't believe it even had it on there from the time that I bought the car. So I'm just gonna get some steel and probably just put it on one of these and just run it across, so it has something to hold it, and I'll build some sort of nice support for it. But yes, that's what I've got, and you can kind of see it right there because my father put it in a really weird spot. But there's my 8AN PTFE line, braided. It's got a stainless steel braid on it, but it's also got the nylon protective cover on it. And I've just got that ran right now poorly, because I actually have to go back over there and cut and put a fuel filter in. If you're gonna do a fuel line, if you're gonna do the extent that I've done, because I've actually got a dual 450 liter per hour pump in here, as well as the 1300cc injectors in the intake manifold to fuel this, because obviously I have the built engine as well as a pretty fairly sized turbo. I need fuel, and so from everything that I saw and the people that I talked to and the tuner I talked to, he recommended 1300cc injectors from Injector Dynamics, as well as the well, I bought the dual 450s before I started talking to him, but luckily it was enough. But you're definitely going to run a fuel filter, or else you're going to clog your injectors all day. Now in this case, I went with the Evo Energy. I actually bought those before I spoke with the tuner as well. That's why I say talk to your tuner first, because he actually recommended some different line, because he's had some issues in the past with Evo Energy on the fittings for fuel, or I mean on the line. But he said, it should be fine. But what he recommended to me was just to make sure that you essentially run fuel through it, you know, pump the fuel through the line before you hook it up to your rails, just to get any debris that's in there. And I've actually did that a long time ago. I went through and did all of that, so that's all fine. And I'm probably actually going to do it again just to kind of clean out, you know, everything else, but I don't know, I'll see. But yeah, you can kind of see it's coming together. Hoping to get it a good bit farther today, but that's all for now. Oh, actually, the main thing, intercooler piping. That's what I was. Whole point of this video was for intercooler piping, because I said, man, I should probably put this on here so people can see it. So obviously you can see it's not touching. It's a little closer than I'd like, but it's not touching. I had to cut this plastic piece right here to get some room, and I could probably spare to cut some more, but as you can see, it comes up here, and the intercooler is gonna hang from this bracket, and it's gonna come here, and then there's gonna be a hose that goes over here. But the whole point of this is that you have to remove this air pump. Now in my case, I just kept it here so that the light couldn't come on. We're gonna tune that out, but as you can see, it's not even hooked up. But you do have to remove this, because the intercooler piping, from the best info that I can find, it goes right through that hole where the air pump is and then hooks up to there. So that's what I'm working on at this point, but I just wanted to note that because I didn't see anything about it beforehand. But that's what we're looking at. I've got mine jacked up in a weird way, but I gotta go.